Welcome to Bible in a Year with Scott Purcell. I'm so glad you're joining me. This is a daily reading of portions of the Bible, following a plan that will include the entire Bible in a year. And now, let's open the book and begin our readings. This is the reading for day 191. If your reading is aligned with the calendar year in a non-leap year, this is for July 10th, or in a leap year for July 9th. The Old Testament reading is from 2 Kings 19, beginning with verse 14, through the end of 2 Kings chapter 20. 2 Kings 19:14. Hezekiah took the letters from the hands of the messengers and read them. Then he went up to the temple of Yahweh, and Hezekiah spread them out before the presence of Yahweh. Then Hezekiah prayed before the face of Yahweh and said, O Yahweh, God of Israel, who lives above the cherubim, you are God, you alone, of all the kingdoms of the world. You have made the heavens and the earth. Incline your ears and hear. Open, O Yahweh, your eyes, and see and hear the words of Sennacherib, which he has sent to insult the living God. Truly, O Yahweh, the kings of Assyria have utterly destroyed the nations and their land. He has hurled their gods in the fire because they are not gods, but the work of the hands of a human made of wood and stone, so they destroyed them. So then, O Yahweh our God, rescue us, please, from his hand, that all the kingdoms of the earth may know that you, O Yahweh, you alone are God. Then Isaiah, the son of Amoz, sent to Hezekiah, saying, Thus says Yahweh, the God of Israel, What you have prayed to me about Sennacherib, king of Assyria, I have heard. This is the word that Yahweh has spoken concerning him. She despises you, she scorns you, the virgin daughter of Zion. Behind you the daughter of Jerusalem shakes her head. Whom have you mocked and reviled? And against whom have you raised your voice, and have haughtily lifted up your eyes? Against the Holy One of Israel. By the hand of your messengers you have mocked the Lord, and you have said, With my many chariots I have gone up to the height of the mountains, to the remote areas of Lebanon. I have felled the tallest of its cedars, the choicest of its cypresses. I have entered the place of overnight lodging, even to the edge of forest of its fertile land. I dug wells, and I drank foreign water, and I dried up with the sole of my steps all the canals of Egypt. Have you not heard? From long ago I have determined it. From the days of old I have planned it, and now I am bringing it to pass. It shall be turned into a pile of rocks. Fortified cities are ruined. Their inhabitants, short of hand, shall be dismayed, and they shall be ashamed. They have become green plants of the open field, and tender grass, green grass of the roof, and blight before the standing grain. You're sitting, you're going out, and you're coming in, I know, and you're raging against me. Because you are raging against me, and your arrogance has come up to my ears, I will put my nose ring in your nose, and my bridle in your mouth. And I will turn you back on the way that you have come. This will be the sign for you. Eat the volunteer plants for the year, and in the second year, the volunteer plants that spring up from that. But in the third year, sow and reap, plant vineyards, and eat their fruit. The remainder of the house of Judah that survives will again take root below and bear fruit above. For from Jerusalem a remnant shall go out, and survivors from Mount Zion. The zeal of Yahweh will do this. Therefore, thus says Yahweh to the king of Assyria, He shall not come to this city, nor shall he shoot an arrow there, nor shall he bring a small shield near her, nor shall he cast a siege ramp against her. By the way that he came to her he shall return, but to this city he shall not come, declares Yahweh. And I will defend this city to save her for my sake, and for the sake of David my servant. It happened in that night that an angel of Yahweh went out, and he struck down 185,000 in the camp of Assyria. When they got up early in the morning, look, all of them were dead corpses. Then Sennacherib, king of Assyria, set out and went and returned and lived in Nineveh. It happened that he was worshipping in the temple of Nisroch his god, and Adramelech and Sharezer struck him with the sword. Then they escaped into the land of Ararat, and Esarhaddon his son became king in his place. 2 Kings chapter 20. In those days Hezekiah became deathly ill, and Isaiah the son of Amoz the prophet came to him and said to him, Thus says Yahweh, Command your house, for you are about to die, you will not recover. Then he turned his face to the wall and prayed to Yahweh, saying, O Yahweh, please remember how I went about before you in faithfulness and with a whole heart, and remember the good that I have done in your eyes. Then Hezekiah wept bitterly. Isaiah had not gone out from the middle of the city when the word of Yahweh came to him, saying, Return, you must say to Hezekiah, the leader of my people, Thus says Yahweh, the God of David your ancestor, I have heard your prayer, and I have seen your tears. Look, I am about to heal you. On the third day you shall go up to the temple of Yahweh. I will add to your days 15 years, and from the hand of the king of Assyria I will deliver you and this city. I will defend this city for my sake, and for the sake of David my servant. Then Isaiah said, Bring a lump of figs. So they took it and put it on the skin sores, and he lived. Hezekiah said to Isaiah, What is the sign that Yahweh will heal me so that I shall go up on the third day to the temple of Yahweh? Isaiah said, This is the sign for you from Yahweh that Yahweh will do the thing that he has promised. Shall the shadow advance 10 steps, or shall it return 10 steps? Hezekiah answered, It is easy for the shadow to lengthen 10 steps. No, but let the shadow return backward 10 steps. Isaiah the prophet called to Yahweh, and he brought back the shadow on the steps where it had gone down on the steps of Ahaz, backward 10 steps. At that time, Berodach-Baladan, the son of Baladan, king of Babylon, sent letters and a gift to Hezekiah, for he had heard that Hezekiah had been ill. Hezekiah heard about them and showed them all of the house of his treasure, both the silver and the gold, the spices, the good olive oil, the room of his weapons, and all that could be found in his treasuries. There was nothing that he did not show them in his palace and in all of his kingdom. Then Isaiah the prophet came to King Hezekiah and said to him, What did these men say, and from where have they come to you? Hezekiah said, From a far land. They have come from Babylon. Then he asked, What did they see in your palace? And Hezekiah said, All that is in my palace they have seen. There is nothing that I did not show them in my treasuries. Then Isaiah said to Hezekiah, Hear the word of the Lord. Look, days are coming when all that is in your palace will be carried off, even all that your ancestors have stored up until this day, to Babylon. Nothing shall be left, says Yahweh. Your sons who went out from you, whom you brought forth, will be taken, and they shall be eunuchs in the temple of the king of Babylon. Then Hezekiah said to Isaiah, The word of Yahweh that you have spoken is good. And he thought, Is it not that peace and security shall be in my days? Now the remainder of the acts of Hezekiah, all of his powerful deeds, and how he made the pool and the conduit and brought water into the city, are they not written in the scroll of the events of the days of the kings of Judah? Then Hezekiah slept with his ancestors, and Manasseh his son became king in his place. The New Testament reading is from Acts chapter 28, from verse 1 through verse 16. Acts 28:1. And after we were brought safely through, then we found out that the island was called Malta. And the local inhabitants showed extraordinary kindness to us, for they lit a fire and welcomed us all, because of the rain that had begun and because of the cold. And when Paul had gathered a large number of sticks and was placing them on the fire, a viper came out because of the heat and fastened itself on his hand. And when the local people saw the creature hanging from his hand, they began saying to one another, "Doubtless this man is a murderer, whom, although he was rescued from the sea, justice has not permitted to live." He, in turn, shook off the creature into the fire and suffered no harm. But they were expecting that he was going to swell up or suddenly fall down dead. So after they had waited for a long time and saw nothing unusual happen to him, they changed their minds and began saying that he was a god. Now in the regions around that place were fields belonging to the chief official of the island, named Publius, who welcomed us and entertained us hospitably for 3 days. And it happened that the father of Publius was lying down, afflicted with fever and dysentery. Paul went to him, and after praying he placed his hands on him and healed him. And after this had taken place, the rest of those on the island who had diseases were coming and being healed also. They also honored us with many honors, and when we were putting out to sea, they gave us the things we needed. Now, after 3 months, we put out to sea in a ship that had wintered at the island, an Alexandrian one, with the twin gods Castor and Pollux as its insignia. In putting in at Syracuse, we stayed there 3 days. From there, we got under way and arrived at Rhegium. And after 1 day, a south wind came up, and on the 2nd day, we came into Puteoli, where we found brothers and were implored to stay with them 7 days. And in this way we came to Rome. And from there the brothers, when they heard the news about us, came to meet us as far as the Forum of Appius and 3 taverns. When he saw them, Paul gave thanks to God and took courage. And when we entered into Rome, Paul was allowed to stay by himself with the soldier who was guarding him. The Wisdom Literature reading is from Psalm 83, verses 1 through 18. Psalm 83, 1. A song, a psalm of Asaph. O God, do not rest silently. Do not keep silent or be still, O God. For look, your enemies roar, and those who hate you have lifted up their head. They devise cunning schemes against your people and consult together against your protected ones. They say, "Come, let us annihilate them from being a nation, so that the name of Israel will be remembered no more. For they have consulted together with a unified purpose. They have made a covenant against you, the tents of Edom and the Ishmaelites, Moab and the Hagrites, Gebal and Ammon and Amalek, Philistia with the inhabitants of Tyre. Assyria also has joined with them. They provide help to the children of Lot. Do to them as you did with Midian, as with Sisera, as with Jabin at the Wadi of Kishon. They were destroyed at Endor. They became dung for the ground. Make their leaders like Oreb and Zeb, and all their chiefs like Zeba and Zalmunna, who said, 'Let us take as our possession the pastures of God.' O my God, make them like the tumbleweed, like the chaff before wind. As fire burns a forest, and as a flame sets afire mountains, so pursue them with your tempest, and terrify them with your storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek your name, O Yahweh. Let them be ashamed and terrified forever, and let them be humiliated and perish, that they may know that you, whose name is Yahweh, you alone are the Most High over the whole earth. This concludes the reading for day 191. Thank you for listening. These daily readings are made possible by your generous support of the Global Outreach Ministry of Scott Purcell. To partner with us and enable this work and others like it, please visit huttobible.com/give and select Go Pastor Support from the fund list. You can also sign up for ministry updates at scott-purcell.epistle.org/subscribe. Both of those links can be found in the podcast description. Thank you for helping us share God's Word.